This video will show you how to execute a cyclic stretch using the MEASSuRE system, also known as a physiological stretch. Before you start, make sure the stretchable MEA or stretch well with the tissue or cell culture is ready in the incubator. From the electronics enclosure, connect the PCAN USB to your computer. Turn on the electronics enclosure using the power switch on the back panel. Lubricate the top surface of the indenter with corn or canola oil to minimize friction during the stretch. Place the homing block under the Y adapter to ensure the sample is positioned above the indenter once loaded. Note: always place the protective shield and use the homing block slider when moving the homing block. Never place your fingers or other body part between the movable sections of the VCA. The VCA is very powerful and may cause injury. On your computer, open the MotionLab software and select the connected Pluto or Jupiter servo drive. Perform the necessary safety checks outlined in Part 3 of BMSEED's Mechanics Module video tutorial. Then we will start by homing the VCA. The homing procedure defines the reference or zero position for the position sensor within the VCA, also known as the home position. Click the Move tab in the function launcher. Under the Homing tab, click Enable Motor to start the homing procedure. The actual position value should be close to 0 micrometers, and the indicator Homing finished successfully will turn green. It is important to home the VCA each time you use the MEASSuRE system because this serves as a reference point for all VCA movements. Click Disable Motor to end the homing procedure. The actual position should remain close to 0 microseconds. Next, load the desired macro by opening the Program tab in the MotionLab window. In the Composer window, click Load to select and open the macro file. Click OK to overwrite the local macros in the software window. BMSEED will provide a set of macros specific to your MEASSuRE system, containing preloaded static, impulse, and cyclic stretches. Loaded macros are displayed in orange, empty macros in green, memory in yellow, and power up in red. Click Write All to overwrite the existing macros in the servo drive. Select the macro you wish to execute. For example, macro 36 is selected to execute a cyclic stretch at 5% strain. Verify that all other parameters are set as desired. Next, place the sMEA or stretch well on the MEASSuRE platform. If taking electrophysiological measurements, place the sMEA in the EIB on the movable platform. Ensure that the sample is in the correct orientation. If electrophysiology measurements are not required, place the sample in the mechanical holder and secure with the 4 provided screws. Note: always perform a dummy run with a new macro prior to running the real sample to ensure all parameters are set properly. In the Composer window, click Run to start macro execution. The VCA movable platform will rise above the homing block and remain in this raised position. Remove the homing block from underneath the Y adapter. On the front panel of the electronics enclosure, press the VCA Go button to lower the VCA platform to its starting or flush position as defined in the macro. To begin the stretch, press the VCA Go button on the front panel of the enclosure. The movable platform will now begin oscillations to the target strain with the set frequency until the VCA Go button is pressed again. To monitor the stretch, open the scope window in the function launcher. For continuous cyclic stretches, select monitoring mode and press Start. The scope window will immediately record the specified VCA data since the VCA is already in motion. Select polling mode to view the real-time oscillations of the VCA with a smaller sampling rate. Press stop to end the live view. If recording a video during stretch, follow the protocol outlined in the Imaging Module User Manual to arm the camera at this time. To end the stretch, press the VCA Go button. The VCA will move to the flush position. To replace the homing block, press the VCA Go button again to raise the movable platform above the home position. Use the homing block slider to return the homing block underneath the Y adapter. Press the VCA Go button to disable the VCA. The movable platform will rest atop the homing block. Note: if the VCA does not behave as expected, shut it down immediately by pressing one of the emergency stop buttons on the front panel of the enclosure or the standalone button. This will disable the VCA and the movable platform will drop, so be mindful of yourself and the loaded sample during this drop. In the scope window, click Export to save the VCA data as a CSV file. Additionally, the user can screenshot the scope window as a quicker reference to the VCA data. To execute another stretch with the same sample, perform the same macro or select a new one in the Composer window. To execute a stretch on a new sample, replace the sample in the measure platform and perform the same macro or select a new one in the Composer window. After completing the experiment, remove the sample from the measure platform and perform post-stretch electrophysiology measurements or imaging for further analysis. Refer to BMSEED's Mechanics Module User Manual or contact us directly if you have any questions about executing a stretch macro using the measure system.